When we talk about solar, we don't talk about it like it's some ethereal, something way out. No, it isn't. It's very simple. It's renewable. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, and we capture it. My name is Vincent Battaglia of Renova Energy Corporation. Renova's core goal is essentially to see renewable energy accepted en masse so that every new building that's built from here on out has a solar system.
We come up with solutions in regards to solar energy.
My name is Thomas Hall of Renova Energy. Renova's primary focus is reducing electrical usage.
Our economy has been fossil fuel based over the past 50 years. These are not renewable like the sun, like the wind. It's just educating folks as, if you just cut back a little bit, implement a couple of these real simple, tangible efficiencies, then you can make a difference.
What I think sets Renova apart from other companies, our goal is to reduce the size of a solar system that is installed on the roof. We focus on what the energy usage of that building is, and then we figure out what we can do to reduce the energy usage.
Energy efficiencies are the key to lowering those upfront capital costs. We'll look for areas we can add solar tubes to bring in natural light. Folks out here who have single pane glass, so we'll put V-Cool tinting, which will reduce that heat gain. We'll implement a conversion into a variable speed pool pump, some LED lighting, say a solar attic fan. We can show a noticeable decrease in your energy use and thereby immediate savings. You will remove nearly 20% of that cost for the solar system. One of Renova's main goals is to educate the public about energy efficiencies and also about renewable energy.
Being based here in the desert for Renova Energy is a huge gain for our business model.
The desert is a mecca for renewable energy. We have the wind, we have geothermal potential. Renova awakens folks to the possibilities out there of different sources of energy. This is the beginning of an entirely new revolution. With solar power, you're saving money. With solar power, you're saving the environment. With solar power, you're helping pass on a cleaner legacy, and you're creating a new industry. Renova simplifies the process. Renova, making renewable energy a way of life.